Hi, this is Larry Hatch, and this is an audio sample from my recent book, Josiah Miller in His Prime. It's an audio sample, and I hope you go to my website, patreon.com/Josiah Miller, and get more free content. There's more audio samples and text and interviews and all sorts of things about the books. Of course, there's paid content, hundreds of hours of audio, and all 7 books in PDF form. You can get all the books for as low as $20. In fact, it is $20 exactly. And I hope you'll give us a try. This is some Western stuff. It's new and different and original. And I really hope you like it. Whether you're a Western fan or not, please give me a shot. And maybe this audio sample will let you decide. Josiah Miller in His Prime. Read by the author, Larry Hatch. Chapter 1. 3 men arose from the earth, as if on Judgment Day, the rounded-off wooden lids opening halfway as clods of dirt, hard dirt, rolled down the hill. Bullets of just one size rained down on the funeral party by plan, and the fate of all attendees were soon that of the honored one. One dry clod hit the preacher's boot and was soon saturated in blood. His good book was now on the edge of the hole and ready to drop in. The widow's veil was shredded, and it shined in the bright sunlight with a reddish mist. A red-haired boy lay motionless, with his face grizzled in pain, and his mouth open as if in a silent cry. The perpetuators ran to the woods where horses had been hidden since the night before, and rode with a reckless fury into the bright day, stopping for nothing until Bridger's Bend was reached. The livery at the bend was ready for them, 3 fresh horses of very different colors, so as to maximize their chances. The old horses were moved that night to a farm far outside town, so as never to be seen on the main roads again. Each man was given a new set of clothes and a very different color and style of hat. Even their gun belts and guns and boots were swapped out, so there would be no comparisons. One man shaved his mustache, a second his plump sideburns, and a third slicked back his hair from the previous wild and long fashion. The men repeated this routine 2 more times, and then went on their own ways by stage and rail. One to Tucson, another to Sacramento, and me to Santa Fe. Providence in a form. I walked far back into the cave to have some quiet from the raucous game of poker Eli and the men were undertaking. They were all sloshed and sozzled from their early and generous use of Sagewood Gold bottles on the trip. Those bottles were supposed to last all month. They made so much noise that it hurt my sober head, and I'd almost wish they'd attract a pack of catamounts to end them. So mean was I in this state that eve. I reached to the back of the cave where the emergency-loaded guns and premium furs were kept. I made a little bed of the finest fox and mink and settled down. Soft comfort. Some comfort, anyhow. Before I knew it, I entered a world of the deepest and most vivid dreaming. It came on me as suddenly as I lay down. The floors and walls of this grand cave turned a dark and sinister shade of red, and fire, more red than amber, which formed odd shadows on the ceiling. I felt myself becoming very hot. "Welcome, Josiah, to my manor house," said a very tall creature over in the next red cave. His narrow body was mostly enveloped in tongues of fire, but in a curious manner, like it was fitted in a very motionful coat, yet he was not burned. I had an idea as to his identity and several of his popular names. He was real, he was palpable, and not like that of a cartoonish or preacher's myth. Nor did he smell of sulphur or things singed. Yet somehow I did not fear him. Indeed, he seemed like a regular in my midst, an old friend almost, and yet one you do well not to cross. "So I'm done, then, with Earth?" I said, lying back and thinking I must have fallen to a stray bullet or bear or something unawares. "Not so easy, my friend." And he grinned a little, his teeth very large and seductive, quite white for a villain. "Your redemption is close, very close, and you only need to cross the line." "Does not your interest lie in my redemption delayed?" I said, very much confused. And with all this emotion between us, the room became brighter, less red, more pink, and slowly to a silvery tone, and eventually to its natural color again. There before me stood a tall man, as large as Lucifer himself, filling his very form, save for the flames, his suit and pants as white as snow, and before him an open book, also in white. He read from the book for a second, and then his voice echoed in the cave. Of the words I heard nothing distinctly, and I rubbed my eyes to see how this man had come from Lucifer himself, and now appeared to be a holy man. "Who are you, sir? Being first of the pit, and then of this, all white and with a goodly book." "Now I have your attention. Go forth, finish the path, cross the line." And he disappeared into the darkness that the cave had been 10 minutes before. As I thought over the next few hours, I dare not summon my men, for they would think me daft and insane or batty from drink. I had heard of evil in the guise of good, but never the reverse. I shivered. I trembled even. Was this God the only God which appeared to me? And was this a warning of damnation? I was certainly not ready for a room so hot and red. My whole mind and body and soul, if indeed I have the latter, felt briefly at peace. A very great peace and calm. The trembling stopped, the quaking. It rolled over me as does a warm breeze when one first comes under the sun in summer. I was content for a spell, comforted quite oddly, and it seemed my thoughts ran clearer and without anger. I had gone from the room of death and fire to one of only brightness and all good notions. How strange, yet it lasted not the day.